There's a specific kind of silence that happens when you're burnt out. It's not peaceful. It's heavy. It's the sound of a to-do list that feels like a mountain you're too tired to climb. In America, we're taught to grind, to hustle, to crush it. But what happens when you're the one being crushed? A few years ago, I found myself in a place where even washing a single dish felt like a marathon. I felt like I was failing at life. Until I stumbled upon a story that didn't ask me to change my life. It just asked for 20 minutes. I read about a guy on Reddit, let's call him Dave. Dave was a high achiever who hit a wall. For months, he lived in what he called the gray zone. He wasn't lazy. He was paralyzed by the scale of his own expectations. One Tuesday, he made a deal with his brain. He said, "I will do one thing for 20 minutes. When the timer beeps, I am legally allowed to quit and go back to bed." He started with his laundry. Just 20 minutes. He didn't finish it, but for the first time in months, he felt a spark. Not the spark of success, but the spark of control. Why does this work? It's because of something called activation energy. Our brains are wired to protect us from stress. When we think about fixing our lives, the brain sees a threat and triggers a freeze response. But 20 minutes? That's not a threat. That's a YouTube video. It's a safe zone. The magic isn't in what you accomplish in those 20 minutes. The magic is in the fact that you started. In psychology, this is the Zeigarnik effect. Once you start a task, your brain naturally wants to finish it. But the secret of the 20-minute rule is giving yourself the permission to stop. That permission is what kills the anxiety. I started applying this to my own life. On days when the world felt too loud, I'd set a timer. 20 minutes of reading, 20 minutes of walking, 20 minutes of just being present. What I realized was profound. Consistency is a love language you speak to yourself. Every time you show up for those 20 minutes, you're telling yourself, you're worth the effort. You stop being a victim of your schedule and start being the architect of your time, even if the building is small. If you're watching this and you feel overwhelmed, please hear me. You don't need a revolution. You just need a timer. Turn off this video. Pick one thing. Set a timer for 20 minutes. And when it rings, stop. You've done enough for today. The mountain will be there tomorrow, but today you took one step, and that is everything. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.